My name is Victor Larsson, and together with me I got Nicole Saeed. You present yourself after
Hello.
we retweeted the link, so everyone can get in here.
This is important, okay?
It is.
So we fixed the webcam.
Yep. And we have an exciting match to bring you guys in this round 3.
Yeah, people might be wondering why are we streaming people who are 1-1, but our 2-0 options were one was Rasmus, of course, who was streamed last round, and the other one was a down pair, so we were like, alright, let's stream a 1-1 match.
Yeah, let's try this, guys. We got actually 2 Finnish guys this time. It's Lauri against Teemu. 2 great friends, so it's team building together, I believe. I did actually play one of them on Battle Spot this week, and was actually able to win against Teemu's team, which I'm going to present to you now. It's Charizard, Vivian, Cresselia, Diggersby, Stakataka, and Nagadanel.
Oh, Diggersby, that's gonna be fun to see.
Which is a really exciting teams.
Yeah, so for the people not aware, Teemu has his Worlds Invite already, so he's using a bit of a mini team, as you can tell from perhaps the Diggersby, whereas Lauri is still fighting for his Worlds Invite, so we'll see how this goes. I think under normal circumstances, Teemu might feel tempted to maybe give him the win, but this is a stream match, so let's hope that doesn't happen. Alright, so we see Lauri's team here. Circuitry, Solomons, Araquanid, Tapu Koko, Cleffa, and Cortana, which is also very interesting.
It is going to be an interesting matchup.
Yes! Yes!
So what do you expect in this game? As we see, Teemu has a very special team. I think that he wants to lead off with the Vivian, having great support options in the compound out, sleep powders and stuff like that. But as we see on Lauri's side, he's got the Tapu Koko, which is going to be able to prevent sleep for grounded Pokemon on his side of the all sides of the fields.
Right. So grounded Pokemon is basically everything other than Mens for him. So, yeah, Vivillon at most will probably be Rage Powdering. However, of course, if Lauri does bring Koko, then the Diggersby might be a bit of a threat, as well as the Naganadol.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens here.
Yeah,
Going into the match.
Really strange matchup, but I think that these 2 players knows each other's teams as well, so I think that we'll be able to see a few predictions, and they might be able to expect what to expect from the other guy.
Yeah.
But we do get
to
into
see some sick reads.
Yeah, we actually see the Tapu Koko lead there from Lauri, together with the Araquanid, and Naganadol and Cresselia from Teemu's side.
Yeah, so Tapu Koko is immediately threatened by the Naganadol here.
Oh, look at that size of that Araquanid. It's huge.
Big totem Araquanid.
Preventing it from being...
Skydrops.
Yeah, exactly.
So I want to say I doubt it'll matter, but Naganadol does get Skydrop. Very rare tech move, but it exists.
Yeah, it does. So even though that Teemu might have been leading up with the Cresselia, trying to get maybe a Trick Room up, getting in the Stakataka later in the game, although that as Araquanid is the lead choice of Lauri, then I don't think that it will be that much of a good choice to set up Trick Room in this first turn of the game.
Yeah, Araquanid is a big Trick Room deterrent. Naganadol will actually be protecting, which is slightly surprising considering it's not very threatened by much here. Lauri just goes for a Volt Switch here. Presumably he knew the Naganadol was in Scarf, because these are good friends.
Let's see how much Side Shock is going. Actually, does a chunk of damage on the Araquanid, going for the Icy Wind.
Icy Wind, that is a very unusual tech move on Araquanid, not something we see often.
Obviously not going to do any damage at all to that Cresselia, but lowering the speed, which is not going to be that important in this game, because I think that if Lauri goes for an Icy Wind there, I think that the main target is not gonna having a huge speed stat.
Right, but the question here is what's gonna actually make use of that Icy Wind drop? I'm thinking that'll be something in the back for Lauri.
Oh, there you see the Diggersby. I'm kind of excited for this one. Oh, nice play there by Teemu. Predicting the Volt Switch, switching in the ground type Diggersby, taking that. Oh, that's actually a critical hit.
Oh, that crit hurts. But here we see a Hydro Vortex. So if that goes into... I could see it going into both Cress and Diggersby, but perhaps Cress is the more likely target.
Perhaps, or if he's predicting a focus sash on that Naganadel.
Yeah, because that would make sense.
Actually goes for the prediction there, going on the Hydro Vortex on the Naganadel slot, which was not going to be very effective on the Naganadel, being super effective on that Diggersby, taking it out in one hit.
Indeed, and I think that suggests to us that the Naganadel is indeed sash and that Lauri knows this.
Although we see Naganadel coming in, do you think it's going to be faster than the Tapu Koko on Lauri's side, by the way?
No, because we already know it isn't.
Oh, yeah. So,
I believe so, at least.
But although...
Because if it was, it would be Scarf, it wouldn't have Protect, but it has Protect. So it's not faster.
Tapu Koko goes for the Volt Switch, targeting the Naganadel, probably carrying a focus sash at this point.
Yeah. And I think he seems to be sacking the Araquanid here.
Not going for anything, he's going to go down from both a Side Shock from the Cresselia or maybe a Sludge Bomb or something from the Naganadel. I don't think it's going to matter that much.
And actually, if the Naganadel KOs the Araquanid, it gets the Beast Boost, so that could matter potentially.
In either speed or special attack, depending on how they're built.
I would expect speed.
We actually do see the Clefairy coming in.
Okay.
And the Sludge Bomb, so sacking off the Araquanid, getting in that cute Clefairy with a knot on its back. I would expect that from Rasmus' team actually, but here we see it on Lauri's.
Well, hey, Clefairy is a good Pokemon, surprisingly.
He's going to take that Side Shot from Cresselia really convincingly. Actually,
that Naganadel is gonna be our issue.
Yeah, but as Clefairy can redirect any Dragon-type Pokemon from Naganadel there, I think that the Salamence on Lauri's side might be able to set up this turn.
Yeah, it could set up, but then the question is, because you might have to sack your Clefairy for that. The question is that worth it?
Although it kind of depends on if he predicts the Naganadel going for a Dragon-type move, then Follow Me is the right choice, but it might as well just go for a Sludge Bomb, taking out the Clefairy.
Going for a double Protect.
Yeah, maybe scouting out what the prediction from... we actually see C-move! Poison-type!
Okay, so that is not Sash Naganadel.
That is an animation that you don't really see that often.
Well, I mean, you see it on some tech teams. People like to tech for Pokemon such as Coco.
Yeah, so we're actually wrong there. Naganadel wasn't carrying Focus Sash, he was actually carrying a Poisonium Sea.
And that's not doing much to that man's other protects.
And Cresselia goes for an Icy Wind. Well, this is not a good spot for land
for Teemu?
Yeah, no, for that Salamence.
Or for Lauri. Yeah, for Lauri.
Yeah, because as Icy Wind is a spread type attack, then Clefairy isn't going to be able to redirect that one from hitting the Salamence. And
Plus
even though
threatened by the Naganadel.
it might not be able to knock it out in one hit, I think that it's still going to do a lot of damage. And if Teemu predicts the Follow Me from the Clefairy, it might be, as it's going to be faster than Cresselia, it might be able to knock the Clefairy out with a Sludge Bomb, and then an single target Icy Wind is probably going to do huge amount of damage to the Salamence. I think that Teemu has a very convincing position in this game, although he goes for a Protect.
Yeah, that Protect could actually help Lauri, because assuming he doesn't just return the Naganadel. Ooh, Earthquake!
Oh, nice!
That is interesting.
So Lauri chooses not to go for any kind of setup, going straight for the Earthquake, and...
Earthquaking his own Clefairy, actually.
And as Naganadel there went for a Protect, nothing is going to take damage, except for the for the Clefairy on Lauri's side.
That is a very bulky mens, though.
But that was a good play from Teemu, a good turn.
I think Lauri has to follow me here,
Yeah.
because the Naganadel is too threatening.
Yeah.
And Teemu could see that coming and maybe switch to Naganadel.
It might be worth though for Teemu to basically trade the Salamence for the Naganadel.
It's not even a trade, because the Icy Wind 1 KO from here, right?
I think a single type will do.
Single target.
Yeah, single target. If Naganadel knocks out Clefairy, he switches this out actually for Charizard.
Okay.
This is going to be Pokemon in the back there from Teemu. Still going for those Follow Me's.
It's a fair switch, because if he Earthquakes here, ouch.
Great play there again by Teemu.
Yeah, he is a good player.
Yeah, taking it back. Which It's not enough on the Clefairy, but it's so much damage going out to his own Clefairy now. 2 earthquakes. And that Icy Wind not doing as much as I expected on the Salamence, although a pretty large chunk, and as Clefairy is so low on damage.
Because that is friend guarded, right?
Yeah, it is. But as we see now, Clefairy is very low in health. Salamence is probably too low to be able to set up, and I really think that Teemu's position is kind of convincing right now.
Yeah, I don't really see how Lauri brings it back. Even if he switches out into Coco, goes for maybe a follow me or something.
Because Teemu can just continue going for Icy Winds, Icy Winds, Icy Winds, so the switches don't matter, because they will still get, assuming that Icy Wind hits the Pokemon that is switched in.
And that Charizard is a huge...
Yeah, and he's not going to have the speed advantage, especially not if Charizard on Teemu's side goes for the Tailwind here.
I think the win condition might be... We'll see actually.
As it going straight for the Heat Wave?
The Coco avoids. So on most Coco's Heat Waves, is a roll, has a roughly 50% chance to KO.
Although it would have been doing a huge amount on that type of Coco.
But we do need to keep in mind, Friend Guard would have prevented the KO.
Although hitting that Icy Wind, lowering the speed on Tapu Koko, and it will depend on how the Charizard on Teemu's side is built, if it's going to be able to outspeed the Tapu Koko that we can only assume is max speed on Lauri's side now. It depends on how it's built. Don't want to take the risk, going for Protect instead.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I would actually...
Tapu Koko predicts that, going for a Volt Switch on Cresselia, not take... Oh, that was a critical hit. A very specially bulky Cresselia there.
Yeah, it didn't take a lot of damage at all. But I think Crest will just continue to Icy Wind here.
I think that as well, because then it doesn't matter if... Oh, Clefairy actually goes for an Icy Wind itself.
Oh, that's a surprise.
Putting it back there. So, telling Teemu that if you're going for Icy Winds, I'm going for Icy Winds.
I guess Lauri's very fond of the move Icy Wind. Having it on 2 of his Pokemon.
Teemu, I don't know if Teemu predicted the Icy Wind or not, but that Trick Room is going to make the probably this. No, I still think that Clefairy is going to be faster in Trick Room, even though Cresselia was dropped by 1 stage in speed.
Yeah, Clefairy is definitely faster. But the bigger question here is what
the
can Lauri do to prevent a loss here? Yeah,
the Charizard is definitely going to be faster than the Salamence on Lauri's side. Going for a Protector. So let's see if Teemu predicts that, going for a knockout on the Clefairy. No, go Protector.
And just a simple Flamethrower from the Charizard. Doesn't have much more to hit that man's with.
No. But kind of a tricky position for both players. I don't think anyone is especially comfortable here.
I think Tim is more comfortable than Lauri, at least, because his Charizard isn't super threatened by anything. It can take a return from the Mance, right?
Yeah.
And the Crest can just continue to spam Icy Winds, even if it's in Trick Room. You want to get some damage off onto... Or just a Psyshock into the Clefairy, Flamethrower into the Mance.
And although we've just seen Earthquake and Protect from the Salamence, am I correct? We can kind of safely assume that it's a physical variant of Salamence.
It should be, yes.
Yeah. But Clefairy actually goes for a spotlight into the Salamence slot, taking that Psyshock thanks to the Friend Guard, but he's not going to take the Flamethrower.
No, but I don't think he wanted it to take it. I think he wanted a free switch. However, in Trick Room, that's not gonna be.
No, I don't really think so, because I don't think that he will be able to stall out Trick Room before Tapu Koko can do anything, and even though Heatwave from Charizard might not be able to take out Tapu Koko in 1 hit, it will still do a large amount of damage, maybe following up with a Psyshock on Cresselia, or Teemu might even be...
It can definitely not take the Heatwave, but it can definitely take a Heatwave because of the Friend Guard, but a Flamethrower at this point will KO. And he does go for the Flamethrower.
Yeah.
So that is GG.
Doubling up to the Tapu Koko slot there. Maybe predicting the Protect, maybe didn't care that much about the Protect on...
Well, he knew the Clefairy wasn't that much of a threat.
So this is kind of settled right now, as we see the Clefairy with so little health going up against 3 Pokemon on team side.
Yeah, that's gonna be a forfeit from Lauri, I think.
I think so.
See?
Maybe thinking about the next game.
Maybe. And match was forfeited.
Yeah. So Teemu takes the first game, going up with 1-0 in this best of 3 set. And what do you think about the game? It was a weird game.
They're both using very unusual teams.
Yeah.
I feel like Lauri got very out-predicted by Teemu. I think Lauri needs to just go for more reads.
Yeah, and that was a huge... even though that Teemu did lose his Digger Speak kind of early in the game.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't really need it that much, right? I think he brought it for Coco. But then, well, the Coco is kind of struggling with all the Trick Room, with the being Ice-Winded, being threatened by the Charizard, etc.
Yeah. And I think it's going to be kind of important for Lauri here as well to just keep his Arachnid alive as long as possible.
Yeah. We did see the
Because
Arachnid.
if the Trick Room is going to go up, then having an Arachnid in totem form is going to be so much better than not having it still in the game.
Of course. But the Arachnid, it's not berry, so it doesn't have as much longevity as
Oh,
a berry set.
did we see the item on the Arachnid?
It's Waterium. We saw that. Waterium Z.
Oh yeah.
So I think I'm surprised Lauri didn't go with his circuitry mode, because it doesn't look like to me like Dirt has a lot against it outside of the Diggersby, I suppose.
Yeah. Because if Lauri wants some kind of setup in this game, I think that circuitry is a much better choice than the Salamence after confirming Icy-Wind and Cresselia.
Yeah. Mens is really gonna struggle in this matchup. It's only really good against Stard, I guess, and maybe Diggersby.
Yeah, because even though Clefairy managed to stay on the field quite a long time, I don't really think that it did so much for Lauri in the first game.
It didn't, but if he had circuitry over Mens, perhaps
Yeah.
it would have been better. Perhaps.
So let's see what the lead matchups is going to be. Who do you think will, if someone's going to switch it up, who do you think it is going to be?
It looks like Lauri switches things up with the Mens.
Going for the same mode. Although not having to worry too much about the Cresselia on team side as the last game. We actually see the Vivillon.
So this is definitely interesting. Perhaps Teemu thought that because he countered the Coco so hard in game 1, Lauri wouldn't bring it, and then Vivillon would be free to do its thing.
Yes.
It's pretty clever switch up from him, but
Yeah.
now Lauri's in a kind of tough spot.
And as we did confirm in the first game that Nagadanel wasn't carrying a focus, as it's kind of safe to assume that it's on Vivillon, isn't it? So, and as we spoke about before the first game, as even though that Electric Train prevents grounded Pokemon from being asleep, we actually know that Salamence is never going to be grounded.
And there's this type of Coco.
There is the probably predicting a sleep powder from Teemu.
Yeah,
So
but Teemu could easily read this, go for the Sludge Bomb. Can you please be quiet over there? God. I'm sorry.
But we
And
do.
here comes the Poisonium Z again from the Naganadol.
Yeah, with the two fire types there on Lauri's side, it was a great switching if we predicted the Sleep Powder from coming out, but this Acid Downpour is going to be so much.
Yeah,
Doesn't
and it
really
goes
matter.
into Clefairy,
Yeah.
and that is not doing that much thanks to the Protect, but
Yeah, but still. Oh, Vivillon actually goes for the Tailwind there.
Interesting.
Yeah, keeping the speed advantage.
I think Teemu must have known that the Tapu Koko switching was coming. And
yeah.
perhaps he targeted Clefairy. I mean, he could have targeted the Mens slot in that case, right? But perhaps he targeted Clefairy because he just wants it out of the way. He doesn't want Lauri setting anything up.
Ber dem att vara lite tysta. Yeah. So now Vivillon can just go for his, for Rage Powder, taking at least one attack. And that Sludge Bomb is going to be a knockout on the Clefairy anyway. So Lauri loses his redirection and loses Friend Guard and Nagadanel on Teemu's side.
He actually goes for a Skydraw.
Wow!
That's interesting.
Not
So,
being affected by the Rage Powder.
yeah, that's how Skydraw works.
Oh, it does.
You didn't know?
No, I didn't know that.
That's kind of the thing about Skydrop. It goes through Mage Counter. One of the things about it.
Yeah.
So it can be a counter to redirection.
Yeah.
And the Arachnid will be coming out. Lauri's probably too scared to switch in his Mens with the Vivillon still on the field and still with likely a Focus Sash, right?
And I do wonder if that Vivian is carrying an attack. If it does carry an attack, it's most likely the Hurricane having the Compound Ice ability is going to hit in the most, even though not exactly 100% is going to hit a lot of the times.
Yeah, and that's
threatening
gonna do
the
a lot
Arachnid.
of damage.
Yeah.
Potentially to the Arachnid. Other problem is, even though he skydropped the Naganadol, that's just gonna do a little bit of chip damage, and then Naganadol will get to go for it.
We actually see the Endeavor from the Vivian not doing anything on the being full health, not doing anything to Arachnid.
Very interesting. So perhaps Lauri switched in Arachnid knowing that this Vivillon doesn't have offensive moves.
Maybe it doesn't. No. So, but that's a cool tech, isn't it? Having a Focus as Endeavor set with Tailwind.
Yeah, I was fond of that in VGC 16.
Yeah.
Okay, so just going into the Naganadol.
Going for the same play. Yeah.
It does pick up the KO.
Because even though that hit is not very effective, and Naganadol is a kind of a frail Pokemon, and
yeah, sadly.
as everyone has been playing against, and Arachnid knows that Hydro Warrior is doing so much damage with that Water Bubble ability, doubling attack, same type attack bonus, C move, does so much damage.
A lot of multipliers there. We see the Charizard switch in here. And of course the Vivillon can just redirect any non-Skydrop attacks from the Coca, so Charizard is relatively safe.
Yep.
And the Arachnid's water type moves will be lowering.
And it's a weird position for Lauri as well, because I think he really wants to knock that Vivian out, but if he's going to knock it out to Sash, it's just going to go for an Endeavor, lowering the HP on the Pokemon it's targeting to the same, which is 1 HP.
Yeah, so definitely a tricky turn. And because Lauri's Arachnid doesn't outspeed, well, anything here, he can't exactly double up into the Vivillon to prevent that Endeavor from going out.
Oh, so Vivian actually goes for Sleep or misses.
Oh, that's extremely unlikely with that ability. And we see the Icy Wind from Lauri, which is definitely the right call. It breaks the sash on the Vivillon.
Exactly. So breaking the sash, lowering the speed, and Tailwind actually expires for Teemu there. So going from doubling speed to -1 on both Pokemon, it was rough turn for Teemu.
Now Mens is kind of free to pick up the KO on that Vivillon, and Charizard can't really do much against Mens, right?
No, because have we confirmed that Salamence is carrying a flying type or a normal type that goes transforms into a flying type move when it Mega Evolves?
Okay, technically I don't think we have, but I'm just expecting that. It feels so obvious.
It would be weird without a flying type attack, yeah.
Yeah.
And we do see the Mega Evolution going from Salamence, switching its Intimidate ability into Aerialate.
Yeah, and there we see the return.
Yeah, it's easily going to take the Vivian out.
And the crest switch in from Teemu, it makes perfect sense because now he has something that actually somewhat threatens the Salamence. He doesn't have the Friend Guard this time, so Icy Wind will be doing a little more.
Yeah. And as we saw there, Liquidation wasn't doing that much either on the Cresselia. So probably well built in both physical and special defense.
Yeah, but that's standard for Crest. It's such a bulky Pokemon. It's also interesting to note here, Teemu is down to his last 2 Pokemon, so if Lauri stalls out the Sun, then he won't be able to get it back up again.
And that's very important for that Charizard, because even though it's got a pretty high base special attack, then Sun is doing most of the damage output.
It is. And you do see the Dollar Protect probably stalling.
Yeah. I will believe so as well. And Cresselia just goes for a Side Shock there into Arachnid's slot, maybe hoping that a double up would take it out. I'm not sure.
It might, because Arachnid's physical defense isn't too great, so the Side Shock will be doing a decent chunk. Ooh, Wild Guard. We see if Teemu falls for that and goes for the Heat Wave. And the Dragon Dance too.
Let's see if Lauri is able to get this up.
We will see.
There's the flamethrower as well. Maybe predicting the Wild Guard. We don't know yet, but
He definitely read that. This is what happens when best friends play each other. But the icy wind will be blocked by the Wild Guard.
Yeah, and Salamence is probably going to be the fastest thing in the field now after that Dragon Dance.
Yeah, definitely. So Lauri here, he could go for another Wild Guard.
Yeah.
Try to attack the Zard or the Crest, but I could definitely see Teemu protecting the Zard, right? So
I think that as well, but at the same time, I don't think that Lauri feels that threatened from that much threat from the Charizard, because even though it's got that huge sun-boosted flamethrowers, then Salamence's Dragon type and good special defense isn't going to... It's not going to take that much damage, but Charizard actually goes to protect here. But
and another Wild Guard.
If I was Lauri in this situation, I would definitely target down the Cresselia no matter what.
Oh, but he just keeps boosting. Might be a little greedy. I think Teemu gets Psyshocks here, and the Arachnid will go down.
On the other hand, even though Teemu might predict that, as it does, going for Psyshock, although into the Arachnid slot, then going for that Wild Guard is going to prevent Icy Wind no matter what. So
it's a fair play. It's a fair play.
So now we got +2/+2 on the Salamence, and as Charizard just went for protect, you can always just try to go for the double protect, but as it's just 3 out of 10 that you will get it, I don't think the team will take that chance.
Yeah, I mean that plus the fact that the Crest will be taking so much damage from the Mensa's return now.
He actually goes for it, getting the double protect. Let's see what Salman's actually going for the Cresselia. Taking it out, such a huge play there by Lauri.
That was a surprise. And Electro Ball from the Coco, that's also quite unusual.
It's kind of an unusual move.
Electro Ball and Sky Drop.
Yeah, but Electro Ball is a great move, especially against very slow threats like, for example, Snorlax.
And the fact that he used those moves almost makes me wonder if he's Scarf Coco, which was a tech late in 17, partly for rain teams.
Yeah, so Lauri takes this game 2 in the best of 3 set, making it 1-1. Yes. So we got one more game with these great players and good friends from Finland.
More of a Finnish than Swedish MSS. So
yeah. And we did also see that it was very important from Lauri to keep his Arachnid alive longer than the first game, so he was able to get those Wild Guards up, preventing the Icy Wind going on, getting into it, being able to get those 2 Dragon Dances up and just plow through the Pokemon left on Team's side.
Yeah, definitely. Also interesting to note that this means his Arachnid doesn't have Bug Bite. So if anybody was wondering why he didn't Bug Bite the Cresselia or anything like that, well, there's your answer. Yeah,
it's kind of unusual 2 move choices on Arachnid. It's not super rare to see either Wild Guard or Icy Wind on an Arachnid, seeing both of them.
Actually, Icy Wind is very niche. I don't think I've ever seen it.
No.
Especially not in tournament play. But yeah, Arachnid does have some weird fun options for its moves.
Yeah. And I do believe that it might even be kind of invested in bulk, having that only attack, water type attack, being boosted by, water bubble and water MC and all those stuff. So maybe it's more built into bulk in general, just having that one attack that it goes for once in a while.
I don't know. I think it's probably offensive because, Arachnid. The standard spread is just max out the HP, then max out the attack. And you want to max out the attack because the raw attack stat is doubled by the ability. Ooh, and we do see a switch up on Lauri's side, going for the Clefairy circuitry lead and Cresselia Naganadel lead on Team's side. So even though that Clefairy can go for a follow me here, and most definitely a tail glow on, it is possible to get a tail glow up on the circuitry. Then, as we saw in the first game, that sludge bomb is going to do huge damage to the Clefairy. Maybe not taking it out in one hit, but the C move definitely is going to do just that. So the Clefairy is in a bit of a tough spot here. Just protecting, probably expecting that C move.
Probably a wise choice.
And we do see Teemu go into Diggersby.
But predicting the protect on the Clefairy side, targeting the circuitry instead, getting the poison, and pretty much just 50% damage there.
Yeah, so, and now Lair is in a really rough spot because the Naganadel can just KO that Clefairy, and then Diggersby is free to pick up the KO on the circuitry.
Yeah, and setting that circuitry on the timer is so huge, because if it doesn't carry a pinch barrier, it's going to go down in a few turns.
No, it couldn't go down this turn.
No, in a few turns.
What?
Circuitry being on a timer, it was huge that he actually got that poison.
No, I'm saying it might not matter because he can just kill the KO, the Clefairy this turn, then the Diggersby KOs the circuitry.
Yeah.
So the redirection won't actually help here. But he goes for it anyway.
He goes for it. Let's see if we're going to see a C move here or not. We do actually see the C move. That is going to definitely be able to take that Clefairy out.
I guess the question here is also what coverage move does Circuitry have, and does it actually pick up the KO on the Diggersby?
It has got a kind of a shallow move pool, but
Dazzling Gleam is common, but also Energy Ball, for example.
Yeah, alternatives are Energy Ball, Dazzling Gleam, Hidden Power, most likely Ice if that's the case.
Yeah, we also don't know if the Diggersby is faster than the Circuitry or not. It depends on the sets.
It might be.
So we will see. I think that might just decide the match, who wins the speed.
Yeah, gets a speed boost. Hidden Power, presumably Ice into the Naganadel slot. Huge amount of damage taken it down in one hit. That is a critical hit. I don't believe it matter, but it might have a little bit.
No, it might. It does. It didn't. There's no way. Oh, actually going for the sword stance.
Yeah.
Diggersby instead of picking up the KO on the...
Although we did confirm that it was slower than the circuitry.
Yeah, we did. However, it has quick attack.
Yeah.
And that is a pretty standard move on Diggersby.
That is at least a potential move on the Diggersby.
Yeah, so now the circuitry is probably, well, almost certainly dying next turn. Unless it is Berry Circuitry and the poison gets it down into berry range.
Yeah.
That is an option.
And Charizard is going to go up from Teemu's side there, together with Araquanid. So even though Charizard will, I don't think he's going to go for any heat waves this team. I still think that Flamethrower is going to be more than enough on that circuitry, especially in Sun, and considering that Charizard has got a higher base speed than circuitry. I think we can expect that Charizard is going to be faster than the circuitry and able to get it out in one if he chooses to go for it.
Yeah, definitely faster than the circuitry. And I think Lauri wants to protect circuitry, especially if he's buried, to hope that the poison gets him into berry range.
Yeah, but on the other hand, if it's going for protect, he's not going to be able to take advantage of that +3 in special attack.
No, but it won't be able to do it either, because the Diggersby threatens a quick attack.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Teemu can read that protect, double up into the Araquanid and pick up a KO that way. So this is a mind-gamey turn, like many turns.
Yeah. And even though that Sun is going to reduce the water type attacks from Araquanid, I still think that Water MC is going to do lots of damage until that, on that Charizard slot if Lauri chooses to.
Yeah, definitely. I think it picks up a KO on most Charizards even. We'll see who he targeted.
We'll see. But that was a good play from Teemu's side there, predicting the protect from circuitry instead going for a flamethrower into Araquanid. Yeah,
it's probably his best play. But if he loses start here, and he might, we'll see. Pow. Yeah.
That is actually enough. Maybe Teemu did fish for a burn there.
No, because Araquanid can't be burned due to its ability.
That's true.
Don't forget. And there's the berry.
That's true.
So actually, the poison helps Lauri here. Somewhat surprisingly.
Yeah, but it's still on the timer, but as Crisova is going to come in, probably not going to be faster than the circuitry, and we did also confirm that the circuitry is going to be faster than the Diggersby, threatening it with an HPIs. And
Araquanid similarly threatens that Diggersby with the liquidation, right?
Yeah, it does.
So Lauri kinda has this game in the bag, I wanna say. However, Teemu can still go for those double protects if he wants to.
So
we'll see if he decides to do that, because Diggersby is hugely threatening.
Yeah.
And even if he can... Oh, ally switch.
Oh, let's see if Circuitry is going to go for a Thunderbolt into the... What was the Cresselia slot?
Here comes the quick attack.
There is the quick attack.
It
does, and let's see if there's a Thunderbolt coming out.
And that's Life Orb Diggersby.
Ah!
No wonder.
It is a hidden power.
And he read it.
Predicting
Amazing.
the ally switch going for an HPI, and
Good
Diggersby
job,
taking it out in
Lauri.
one hit. So that was probably game because that...
Yeah, so Teemu is actually somewhat known for using ally switch this season. I believe he top cut Malmo with ally switch Porygon as well.
Yep.
So it's sorta his thing.
Yeah, but as there's no ground types to redirect any Thunderbolts now, getting up the electric terrain +4. I don't think it matters how bulky that Cresselia is. It's going to go down.
It's going down.
It's going
so
down.
Lauri wins this set for sure.
It's a great set there. Also saving the Tapu Koko to the very end, being able to have that terrain control, going for Thunderbolts when you can, and taking out Cresselia. Well done, Lauri.
That was a really fun set. Really nice to see that ally switch read at the end. I love it when ally switch gets punished. Well deserved.
Well deserved. So we'll take just a very, very short break and then an interview with Lauri.
Yes, we'll be back with the interview.
I'm here with Lauri, and let's see, the microphone is on. First of all, congratulations. That was a very convincing set when you did have a 1-0 disadvantage from the first game, taking it back and winning in the end with that huge ally switch prediction. How did that one feel?
Well, it felt pretty amazing because I you know, me and Teemu, we have really good friends,
Yes.
and we play a lot sometimes.
Yes.
And it's always so disheartening to face a friend of yours in
Yeah.
a tournament. But you know, I knew that Cresselia had ally switch, so I knew he might be using, if like he's gonna be using, you know, that turn.
Yeah.
And the way he read it was that I would target the Diggersby with the Arachnoid, like I would predict with the Arachnoid. So I got it the wrong way around in his mind.
Yeah, but that was such a well played, because I don't think it was a terrible play going for the ally switch there, because you will be able to take that Thunderbolt if he went for a Thunderbolt into the Cresselia slot and then doing something else instead. But
yeah, but the Arachnoid, I mean, the circuitry was on +3, so it would have done a lot of damage.
Yeah.
But the way I thought about it is that I really just want to nail the Diggersby in some way.
Yes.
So I targeted it with the liquidation onto the Diggersby slot, and then targeted the hidden power rise onto the Cresselia slot. So
Yes.
I had a way out in both
Yeah.
ways.
But it was two very fun teams with some choices that you won't really expect otherwise.
Yeah, and I would say that Naganagel was really difficult for me to deal with, because
Yes.
I know it has flamethrower,
Yeah.
and I can't really bring in Kartana, which
Yeah.
is my only poison immunity.
Yes.
So,
And with those two fairy types as well, especially with the Poisonium C being a huge threat until either Clefairy or Tapu Koko. And something I did notice as well, but in that last game, I think I was very impressed by you being able to save Tapu Koko until the very end, when you were able to go for Thunderbolts on the circuitry, because we were talking about during the game that when circuitry got poisoned, we thought it was pretty much done with, but it was still able to hang in there, eating that Pinchberry and then being able to win the game in the end.
Yeah, because circuitry, the way I train my circuitry is that because of the Pinchberry, it can sometimes claw itself back into the game.
Yes.
And the way I want to have circuitry is that, you know, I legitimately got it by soft resetting, and let me just say it took a couple of days. And, you know, when I got hidden power rise on it, I was really happy about it.
Yes,
And
I can understand that.
And the thing is that Circuitry is a Pokemon that I want to keep around because it can KO a lot of bulkier things and it can set up on them. So some teams are not as prepared for them.
No.
So it's a very good Pokemon in that sense, especially with the Clefairy and the Pinchberry.
Yeah.
And I've EV'd it in a way that it's able to take an Earth Power from modest landmarks
That's huge.
with the Clefairy support. So
Yes.
Clefairy has to be there with Friend Guard to protect its friend.
Yeah. And once again, congratulations. I'm going to let you to prepare for the next round.
Yeah.
You're 2-1 now, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm 2-1 now, and Teemu is 1-2. But
Yeah.
but
you-
we can see how it
You
goes.
need the championship points more than Teemu does.
Yeah, I do, because he already has an invite.
Exactly. So
But
good
hey,
luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. And we will take a short break, and we'll be back with the 4th round.